Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. Today marks the day of quite a momentous achievement in Fae. We have in fact, after 6 years, maxed out crystals that aren't universal crystals. Of course, we're just joking. This is, of course, the first day of the 6-year anniversary celebration of Fae, so like usual, we have free summons, free shenanigans, and we're going to go for them, of course, see what we get. We'll start off with our free 5-star summon here. I don't think they particularly ordered these units on this particular list too well, but moral of the story, we hope we don't get a full colorless circle. Our general priority list is blue, then green, then red. And of course we ignore colorless because the amount of hits relative to the number of units in the pool is the highest for blue for us. But honestly, it's a toss-up between green and blue. So let's see what we get here. Looks like we don't even get a choice for green, so we will use the classic bottom right memes and see what we get here. Probably going to be the dud, knowing our history of these summons. But no, we actually do finally get something decent. Throwback to summoning Summer Leo. But that's pretty solid pickup. Not the greatest IVs, but I do not care really. I don't really know if we're going to ever build up duo leg yarn to plus 10. Probably not, considering how we're already not entirely sure if we're going to plus 10 duo Crom now. We also have plenty of orbs to still gather. At this point, I think around 1450 orbs or something actually, so there's quite a few orbs lying around still that need to get collected. But here, of course, on the Hero Fest banner, honestly a pretty big dud for us. We have no intentions of plus 10ing Atri. Her remix just cannot be good enough, unfortunately. And so that's just a rip. For plus 10ing her, we could. It would be relatively cheap compared to a legendary / mythic heroes banner with her on focus, but yeah, we're not doing that. And we already have Ascended Merida here. We don't have Ascended Athune or Harmonized Lysithea here. So we're actually going to focus on picking out Harmonized Lysithea first, and if we do get her, then we'll start going for Ascended Athune. Purely just for having more harmonized units for resonant battle memes, but honestly it doesn't really matter. And if we get Ascended Meridas, it's just more fodder available. I'm not going to be spending any orbs on this banner. Not really worth it for my purposes here. We generally already have most of the fodder we need. The only reason we would summon on this banner is for probably Vital Astra off of Ascended Merida, since we already have her. We have nothing to gain from going for Ascended Meridas other than fodder, because we're not plus 10ing her. And of course you can only get one, what is it called? One floret per unique Ascended hero. We already have her, so our best shot of getting a floret is of course actually going for blue, going for Ascended Athune, but not particularly interested in florets right now, especially since we got one for free essentially off of the 6th anniversary celebration shenanigans. So it just we aren't using ours. I used one recently to make my air plus HP as well for the memes. And honestly, it's been working out pretty well. She's been able to tank some things she wouldn't have been able to, which is funny, but that's about it. I think we'll just go blue here. I was debating whether it was remotely worth just going for red purely for the for all the units that we won't, that aren't Ascended Narita, but yeah, we're not gonna care about that. We'll just pretend that we can actually summon a focus hero. The odds of us picking up a focus hero are pretty high, or just a 5-star in general off of 16 free summons, but it's not guaranteed by any means. But it is Hero Fest, and with 15 summons, if we don't fully 5-star, that is 2 rate ups, which is, it's not negligible, but it's also really not non-negligible, if you know what I mean. So far, it's just plenty of duds here. Pretty much what we would expect from free summons. We did pretty darn solid on the Engage banner though. So we ended up picking up whatchamacallit, Alir, and did I pick colorless? Yes. We had picked up Alir and what's his name? I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, but the Arcane Lance guy. Is it Alfred? 10 out of 10. So we're not really going to be using Alfred. He's minus defense as well, which does not help his build out. Alir, I don't know. Maybe we'll use her for some Gale Force shenanigans in the future, but granted, if anti-teleportation shenanigans become more accessible and especially more popular, then having charge isn't really going to be particularly useful. But right now, there's only Gatekeeper and Legendary Mirror, and honestly, the last time I've seen Legendary Mirror on defense was months ago. So it's mostly Gatekeeper, and even then, the last time was also a few months ago. So it's definitely not a popular pick. The main reason for that is, of course, for Legendary Mirror, you're vulnerable turn 1, so you have to build your defense accordingly to account for that. And then for Gatekeeper, he doesn't really have... I guess for both of them, technically, they're just basically tanky-ish. They don't generally deal out a lot of damage, so in a meta where most of the meta is hit and turn, or hit and run, it's not like Gatekeeper or Legendary Mirror are going to be helping out tanking capabilities. I guess Gatekeeper does buff for attack and speed with Charging Horns, so I guess that's non-negligible, but speaking of non-negligible is our pity rate, and I believe after this summon, if we don't pull a focus 5, or if we don't pull a 5-star in general here, we'll get another rate up, and then we will finish our summons not having gotten a 5-star, because why the heck not? I probably should just roughly calculate the odds just so I know in general, but I'm pretty certain it's better than a coin flip, if I'm not mistaken, for 15 summons, especially, or 16 summons, especially on a Hero Fest banner, and of course I got off focus, more fodder by the way, plus speed is cool and all, but yeah. I don't know if we'll ever fodder for B-Feud 3, but yeah, about our focus rate, ripperonis. At least we got a 5-star. Probably should be going for some other thing for the Floret, but meh. I was like, who realistically should I use it on? And of course, I could put it on Legendary Nana, for example, it's got +4 speed, but realistically, that speed is going to be pretty negligible going forward because her main problem is that her damage scales off of her attack, and this meta is super heavy on debuffing attack. And of course, there's the new, it's not really new meta, but oh, I guess we do get a 7 out of 10. But the heavy meta of having fixed damage reduction that scales off one of your stats, so like Brave Dimitrov is damage reduction, fixed damage reduction that scales off of, or flat damage reduction that scales off his defense, is super strong against units like Legendary Nana. Ah yes, now we can build Turbo Ascended Athune. Yeah, again, for us, IVs don't really matter. Most of the time, we don't ever actually use the units. See if we can hyper Luxac on our last summon here. Probably not, but it would be funny. Hyper Luxac by pulling yet another Legault. 2 3-star Legault, I believe, for today. So, overall, not too bad. Got an off focus and a focus. Can't complain there. But yeah, what the heck is his name? Alfred, that's what I thought. I guess I can. He is a. I completely forgot he's a rearmed hero. I even said he had the arcane man. 10 out of 10. I don't know what we're gonna do with that water, but that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, it's ETH Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.